Well, hello, everybody. Welcome back after some considerable time away to the Junk Shop Library channel, home of the one and the only, for which some of you are likely grateful, Improv Bible Study. I want to greet all of you. I want to particularly greet a couple new channel subscribers, new since the last time I graced your screen with my inimitable presence. Aptivist and Danish. Welcome aboard, y'all. I don't think you knew what you were getting into, but you are welcome all the same. Let's see here. Hey, Dave. I was in the wrong screen. I could not see my comments. Can't listen live. Oh, with Andrew said it. Yeah, you need to be over there. I didn't check to see what I might be going up against in terms of going live. Well, here's what had happened. It's about to be real interesting, a glimpse into the mechanics of my mind. I had posted yesterday a poll on Twitter asking if folks were more likely to want a recorded or a live video. Hey, Chris, welcome. And that poll got an astounding, absolutely astonishing vote. And the person who voted for a live show. So I figured, well, I don't want to disappoint my vast audience. So I figured I'd go live. I got nothing else on my plate today. I appreciate that, Dave. I really do. So anyway, as the title suggests, we're going to be doing Judges 11 today. For those of you following along in your pew Bibles. For anybody new, here's the format. We read a chapter of the King James Bible, and then we subject it to scrutiny and ridicule and mockery. And we don't necessarily watch our language real good because there ain't no chance in hell we're ever getting monetized here in the library. So old Junk Shop can say whatever he damn well pleases. So with the housekeeping out of the way, I guess we'll launch right in to Judges 11. Now Jephthah the Gileadite was a mighty man of valor, and he was the son of a harlot, and Gilead begat Jephthah. And Gilead's wife bare him 2 sons. Sorry, I do not have my glasses on. Or anywhere to hand, apparently. All right, here we go. Let's try that again. And Gilead's wife bare him sons, and his wife's sons grew up, and they thrust out Jephthah, and said unto him, Thou shalt not inherit in our father's house, for thou art the son of a strange woman. Then Jephthah fled from his brethren, and dwelt in the land of Tob. And there were gathered vain men to Jephthah, and went out with him. And it came to pass, in process of time, that the children of Ammon made war against Israel. And it was so that when the children of Ammon made war against Israel, the elders of Gilead went to fetch Jephthah out of the land of Tob. And they said unto Jephthah, Come, and be our captain, that we may fight with the children of Ammon. And Jephthah said unto the elders of Gilead, Did not ye hate me, and expel me out of my father's house? And why are ye come unto me now, when ye are in distress? And the elders of Gilead said unto Jephthah, Therefore we turn again to thee now, that thou mayest go with us, and fight against the children of Ammon, and be our head over all the inhabitants of Gilead. And Jephthah said unto the elders of Gilead, If ye bring me home again to fight against the children of Ammon, and the Lord deliver them before me, shall I be your head? And the elders of Gilead said unto Jephthah, The Lord be witness between us, if we do not so according to thy words. Then Jephthah went with the elders of Gilead, and the people made him head and captain over them. And Jephthah uttered all his words before the Lord in Mizpeh. And Jephthah sent messengers unto the king of the children of Ammon, saying, What hast thou to do with me, that thou art come against me to fight in my land? And the king of the children of Ammon answered unto the messengers of Jephthah, because Israel took away my land when they came up out of Egypt, from Arnon even unto Jabbok and unto Jordan. Now therefore restore those lands again, peaceably. And Jephthah sent messengers again unto the children of the king of the children of Ammon, and said unto him, Thus saith Jephthah, Israel took not away the land of Moab, nor the land of the children of Ammon. But when Israel came up from Egypt, and walked through the wilderness unto the Red Sea, and came to Kadesh, then Israel sent messengers unto the king of Edom, saying, Let me, I pray... Oh, Jesus, it's another flashback. Welcome to Holy Writ. Let me, I pray thee, pass through thy land, but the king of Edom would not hearken thereto. And in like manner they sent unto the king of Moab, but he would not consent, and Israel abode in Kadesh. Then they went along through the wilderness, and compassed the land of Edom and the land of Moab, and came by the east side of the land of Moab, and pitched on the other side of Arnon, but came not within the border of Moab, for Arnon was the border of Moab. And Israel sent messengers unto Sihon, king of the Amorites, the king of Heshbon. And Israel said unto him, Let us pass, we pray thee, through thy land unto my place. But Sihon trusted not Israel to pass through his coast. But Sihon gathered all his people together, and pitched in Jabaz, and fought against Israel. And the Lord God of Israel delivered Sihon and all his people into the hand of Israel, and they smote them. So Israel possessed all the land of the Amorites, and inhabitants of that country. And they possessed all the coast of the Amorites, from Arnon even unto Jabbok, and from the wilderness even unto Jordan. So now the Lord God of Israel hath dispossessed the Amorites from before his people Israel, and shouldest thou possess it? Wilt not thou possess that which Chemosh thy God giveth thee to possess? So whomsoever the Lord our God shall drive out from before us, them will we possess. And now art thou anything better than Balak, the son of Zippor, king of Moab? Did he ever strive against Israel, or did he ever fight against them? While Israel dwelt in Heshbon and her towns, and in Aroer and her towns, and in all the cities that be along the coasts of Arnon 300 years? Why therefore did ye not recover them within that time? Wherefore I have not sinned against thee, but thou doest me wrong to war against me. The Lord the judge be judge this day between the children of Israel and the children of Ammon. Howbeit the king of the children of Ammon hearkened not unto the words of Jephthah, which he sent him. Then the Spirit of the Lord came upon Jephthah, and passed over Gilead and Manasseh, and passed over Mizpeh of Gilead, and from Mizpeh of Gilead he passed over unto the children of Ammon. And Jephthah vowed a vow unto the Lord, and said, If thou shalt without fail deliver the children of Ammon into mine hands, then it shall be that whatsoever cometh forth of the doors of my house to meet me, when I return in peace from the children of Ammon, shall surely be the Lord's, and I will offer it up for a burnt offering. So Jephthah passed over unto the children of Ammon to fight against them, and the Lord delivered them into his hands. And he smote them from Aroer, even until thou came to Minnith, even 20 cities, and unto the plain of the vineyards, with a very great slaughter. Thus the children of Ammon were subdued before the children of Israel. And Jephthah came to Mizpeh unto his house, and behold, his daughter came out to meet him, with timbrels and with dances, and she was his only child. Beside her he had neither son nor daughter. And it came to pass, when he saw her, that he rent his clothes, and said, Alas, my daughter, thou hast brought me very low, and thou art one of them that trouble me, for I have opened my mouth unto the Lord, and I cannot go back. And she said unto him, My father, if thou hast opened thy mouth unto the Lord, do to me according to that which hath proceeded out of thy mouth. For as much as the Lord hath taken vengeance for thee of thine enemies, even of the children of Ammon. And she said unto her father, Let this thing be done for me. Let me alone 2 months, that I may go up and down upon the mountains, and bewail my virginity, I and my fellows. And he said, Go. And he sent her away for 2 months, and she went with her companions, and bewailed her virginity upon the mountains. And it came to pass at the end of 2 months that she returned unto her father, and did with her according to his vow which he had vowed, and she knew no man. And it was a custom in Israel that the daughters of Israel went yearly to lament the daughter of Jephthah the Gileadite 4 days in a year. And with that, we come to the end of Judges 11. Cheerful little tale of family, ain't it? That's it. Oh, spooky. Hello. Yeah. Yes. And it did not. Not in the slightest. Okay. So Jephthah, both a literal and a figurative son of a bitch, is cast out of his father's house for being the child of a strange woman. Pardon me. It's just juice. All right. And he goes and he finds himself another place to live, and some time passes, and the children of Israel find themselves at war. Again. Because they want the land that has been claimed by the Ammonites and their king. And they look around and they say, we're going to need more folks. So they go and they find more folks. The followers of Gilead, of Jephthah, the son of Gilead, the son of a harlot, the son of a strange woman. Say, come help us. We got to go beat up the Ammonites. Screw you. Didn't I get all throwed out of my house for no good reason that you can name? Nothing I ever did. Don't come up here telling me you need my fucking help. Get out of here, man. And they say, what if we make you king? He says, make me do what now? They say, we'll make you king if you'll come help us fight the Ammonites and beat them. So he says, okay, why not? And then his messengers and the messengers of the Ammonites play telephone for quite some time. The upshot of it is the Ammonites don't want to let go of the land that the Israelites want. And Mr. Jephthah gets his snarky on. Says, bitch, you had 300 years to claim this land while we were living someplace entirely different. We couldn't even get over here because none of your neighbors would let us cut through their yard and hop over their fence. 300 years you had to set up camp here, but you didn't want it. So why do you want it now? Just because we do? And the Ammonites say, well, yeah, essentially. It's not that we particularly want it. We haven't wanted it for 300 years. We just don't want you to have it, and we don't want you as our neighbors. So Jephthah runs and pouts and cries to daddy. Says, Lord, I'm all upset and aggrieved. And I want to finish this fight that I done picked with this guy. And if you let me win, after I go home, the first thing that comes out of my house to meet me, I'll set it on fire. God's response is not recorded to this offer. But Jephthah wins the fight. Hooray. And he beats the crap out of the Ammonites with a very great slaughter. And he goes home. And his daughter comes out to welcome him back. Hail the conquering hero, she says. Son of a bitch, he says. He says, you're as bad as my enemies. The amount of grief you're causing me. She says, what the hell did I do? I came out here dancing with timbrels and shit to welcome you home. He says, well, here's the thing. I made a promise to God, and now I have to kill you and set you on fire. And she says, okay. I don't know. Possibly Jephthah's got the story of great-great-great-grandcestor Abraham stuck in his head. He's hoping that an angel will stop him just as the knife comes down. Maybe. Who knows? People have done dumber shit for less dumb logic. She says, do me one favor. She says, I want to take all my girlfriends up into the hills for about, shall we say, 2 months. Because I want to cry that I'm never going to get to have sex with a man. He says, all right. Well, I understand. Take all your girlfriends, go up into the mountains, and all of you cry that you'll never get to have sex with a man. So she gathers up all of her girlfriends, and they go and they hang out in the mountains for 2 months. And then she comes back. Now, this is the part of the story I always had the most issues with suspension of disbelief concerning. I'm not entirely convinced of that sentence, but I'm convinced enough to go on without stopping to diagram it. Why the hell did the bitch come back? If your daddy says that he's going to kill you and set you on fire because he made a promise to an invisible man in the sky, would you come back? Now, I understand that the Judean desert is not the most hospitable of climes, but they're fucking surrounded by people. They've got tribes on the left and tribes on the right. They didn't massacre all of them, just the Ammonites. If she and her fellows had enough supplies to last for 2 months of hanging out and weeping and whatever the hell else they got up to up in the mountains, couldn't they have struck out and gone to the next damn town? I mean, did they refrain from doing that because they didn't want to visit the wrath of Jephthah the Gileadite, the son of the harlot, upon the town next door or the next one over from that? I mean, I guess that's really the only logic, isn't it? I mean, if she goes to another town and Jephthah has sworn to God that he's going to offer X as a burnt offering, and X runs away to the next town, he's going to go fetch her back, right? So is this a gesture of altruism on Jephthah's daughter's part? She comes back to get herself all sacrificed and burnt on an altar in order to avoid triggering a war between Jephthah and Jephthah's people and the neighboring town. That's the only thing I can think of that makes sense. Anybody got a better hypothesis? Oh, my literary friends. All right. Well, let's see. We've been going... Oh, we've just been going 20 minutes. We could go a little longer, yeah? We could do... How long is 12? 12 is short. We can do 12. I'm doing 12. Y'all ain't got to stay. I'd appreciate it if you did. My poor struggling little channel with its virtually negative number of view counts would appreciate it if you did. 12. And the men of Ephraim gathered themselves together, and went northward, and said unto Jephthah, Wherefore passedst. That is not easy to say. Wherefore passedst thou over to fight against the children of Ammon, and didst not call us to go with thee? We will burn thine house upon thee with fire. And Jephthah said unto them, I and my people were at great strife with the children of Ammon, and when I called you, ye delivered me not out of their hands. And when I saw that ye delivered me not, I put my life in my hands, and passed over against the children of Ammon, and the Lord delivered them into my hand. Wherefore then are ye come upon me this day to fight against me? And Jephthah gathered together all the men of Gilead, and fought with Ephraim. And the men of Gilead smote Ephraim, because they said, Ye Gileadites are fugitives of Ephraim among the Ephraimites and among the Manassites. And the Gileadites took the passage of Jordan before the Ephraimites. And it was so, that when those Ephraimites which were escaped said, Let me go over, that the men of Gilead said unto him, Art thou an Ephraimite? If he said, Nay. Then said they unto him, Say now Shibboleth. And he said, Sibboleth, for he could not frame to pronounce it right. Then they took him and slew him at the passages of Jordan, and there fell at that time of the Ephraimites 42,000. And Jephthah judged Israel 6 years. Then died Jephthah the Gileadite, and was buried in one of the cities of Gilead. And after him Ibzan of Bethlehem judged Israel. And he had 30 sons and 30 daughters, whom he sent abroad, and took in 30 daughters from abroad for his sons. And he judged Israel 7 years. Then died Ibzan, and was buried at Bethlehem. And after him Elon, a Zebulonite, judged Israel. And he judged Israel 10 years. And Elon the Zebulonite died, and was buried in Aijalon in the country of Zebulun. And after him Abdon, the son of Hillel, a Pirathonite, judged Israel. And he had 40 sons and 30 daughters, that rode upon 70 ass colts, and he judged Israel 8 years. And Abdon, the son of Hillel the Pirathonite, died, and was buried in Pirathon in the land of Ephraim, in the mount of the Amalekites. Told you it was short. All right, so y'all probably already know this, but for those of you who don't, that story is where we get the term shibboleth, which is a way to recognize one's, you know what? I'm going to mess this up. Give me 1 second, y'all. Siphons. Oh, so close and yet so far away. Sheraton. Shibboleth. A test word or pet phrase of a party, a watchword. And then it essentially summarizes that part of the Jephthah story. 2, a custom or use of language regarded as distinctive of a particular social class, profession, etc., and it derives from the Hebrew shibboleth, which means ear of grain. And that's from Funk and Wagnall's Standard Desk Dictionary. Copyright what? 87? 84. Okay. So, the Ephraimites pick a fight with Jephthah, because apparently they didn't get the memo that doesn't tend to go real well. He says, Bitch, why are you picking a fight with me? And they say, well, you went off to war, and you didn't take us. He says, so what? And they say, you know what? We're so mad that we didn't get to go to war with you that we're going to kill you and set your house on fire. That's what we're going to do, because we're indignant like that. He says, all right, motherfucker, how about I just massacre you all? And he does. And he also closes off the bridge that's their only way out of the battlefield area, apparently. And in order to get across the bridge, you have to say ear of grain. but they don't have that sound in their dialect. So they say, you know, I don't know, of grain, or year of grain would probably be closer to it. The Hebrew alphabet has two symbols that are very similar. It kind of looks like a U with a line through it. And depending on the presence or absence of one diacritical mark, if memory serves, it's just a dot on one side of the line through the U, and then it's on the other side to make the other sound. This particular character is pronounced either as S, except with less of a whistle, as an S, or as a sh. C versus she, as in with your eyes, or as opposed to he. And there are different dialects in different regions that pronounce this word for ear of grain, Sibboleth, and there are different ones that pronounce it Shibboleth. And in Gilead, in Jephthah's part of the country, they pronounce it Shibboleth. So that's what they want to, that's what they require to be said. And then the Ephraimites don't have that sound in their dialect, can't frame to speak it properly. And 42,000 of them make that mistake and get themselves slaughtered. Teach you to threaten to burn Jephthah's house, won't it? All right. I don't think I'm going to do another chapter because I don't want this stream to run too long, because we're already at 20, just turned over 27 minutes. And I mean, I try to watch the channels that I'm subscribed to, even if it's long, but even I don't watch long live streams unless it's just a real handful of creators, because there's only so much interesting there is in just watching some, you know, one or two or three people talk among themselves. And this is just me. If you really want to just sit here and stare at my charming, happy face, then I suppose you could do that. But if you're going to do that for longer than about 30 minutes, I'd ask that you go over and watch another video. Help me out with the algorithm by doing that. Anybody got questions, concerns, comments, lamentations, accusations, expectations before we get out of here? There's only two people watching, and I don't know if that's me and one other person, or I'm still a little rusty. Not rusty, because that would imply that I was good at it at one time. I'm still a little shaky on how certain aspects of this technology work. All my links to my various stuff, including my dusty little Patreon, are in the description. We've got my Twitter handle, my very imaginative Twitter handle there in the Chiron. Anybody want to make contributions, get their comment up on the screen if you got something clever or important to say before we head out. And silence falls, and this riveting content becomes even more riveting. All right. Well, I'm going to close it out then. I want to thank everybody who did stop in. Spooky there. Just as Mr. Jephthah got crazy. I saw Chris. I saw Dave. But oh, no, that's the StreamYard duck. That's not a person. Me and Chris, I think. Yeah, I think that's all we've got. All right. Well, I'll see y'all all again next time. I'm trying to convince myself it's a good idea to do this on a fairly regular schedule. So even if I don't manage to get myself in front of the camera the rest of the week, I'm planning on doing a video on Friday. Now, I can't promise whether that'll be live or pre-recorded, or whether that will be long or short, or whether that will be early on Friday or late on Friday. But that's the plan, is to do these on Friday. All right. Everybody take care, be safe, stand against hate, and hang on to your butts tomorrow, because apparently no matter where you are, the weather's going to kick all of our tushes tomorrow. Bye, y'all.